Hello, Milky friends. By the time you see this video, it should be already Christmas in Australia. Maybe not. it's 11 p.m. Christmas Eve, so it'll probably be Christmas by the time I upload it. Certainly in New Zealand, it's probably coming up to Christmas for you if you're watching this in Europe or the United States. But wherever you are around the world, if you celebrate Christmas, happy Christmas. Individuals, happy Hanukkah. And then if you're an atheist, then well, fuck you. You're gonna go to hell. I kid. I'm an atheist. I'm gonna go to hell. So we're going to do the event analysis for Xmas because they obviously released what you're going to get and the packages and all that hoo-ha the day before. So this screen is redundant because it's not going to show us what we're going to get. But we're going to talk about what's happening. So every day, the daily gift is 3 scrolls, which is kind of silly because they're not giving away the gifts and they're certainly not giving away the bells. And you're like, what are candy canes? Well, sorry, they're giving you away scrolls only, but they're not giving you no candy canes and they're giving you no bells, which is the event currency for Christmas event, which is only 1 week. So just keep that in mind. So if you've been saving profit orbs because you think it's a 2-week event, it's not. It's a 1-week event. So I don't know. They might have a special New Year's event with profit orbs. It'd be nice if they did, but we shall see. So you're getting just scrolls 3 a day. The hero is obviously Prophecy, or Forces, whatever the fuck his name is. I'll test him out tomorrow after I get back from my boozy Christmas lunch, because I'm going to replace for him with my crystals. The summon prize, interestingly enough, if you do one entire loop, you don't get candy canes and you don't get bells. Where you do get bells, again, and you're like, what the hell do you mean bells and candy canes? I'll talk about it further down, but summon prize for event, if you do a loop, you get no candy canes, you get no bells, which are the campaign currency for this Christmas event. Just that's the important thing to note. Flash Exchange, these heroes, I mean, fuck me. These guys are all out of date now. Like, if you don't have these, I mean, if you're an early to mid-game player and you've been struggling to get copies, I would say either go for Carey, who's probably going to be out of date pretty soon, or Drake. I would say hold off on Carey because there are just 2 new light dark heroes about to drop now and for Chinese New Year. So she could be out of date. I would argue she's already sort of out of the meta. She's not necessarily a must-have anymore. So for me, I'm not summoning for any of these heroes, basically because I've got one of every one of these heroes. I'm going to save these replacement altar stones just for something much better that I need down the track. So if you're not 1 copy short of an E5, I guess is what I'm trying to say, and that hero's not necessarily going to make a difference for you in terms of PvP or PvE, just save it, right? Even though it's available, I mean, it's not, they're nice, but it's not compelling enough just in my situation. Might be in your situation. Great Ops Blessing, we don't need to talk about that. Pass of Eternity, so this is what I'm saying. I'm going to be swapping out all my Flora copies for Fokri, the new, I don't know how to say his name. Forces. And yeah, I am going to get, it's going to cost me 10 crystals. I'm going to use 90 crystals to get 9 copies to E5 him straight away. In terms of value packs, I mean, I'm not going to do much analysis on this. Generally, the only way to get all the good artifacts, and lots of them, is you got to buy these $100 and $70 value packs where you get these bells. The bells are the only way to get the good things during this event, right? Bells are the premium currency. So just keep that in mind. So that's always standard. The stockings, I'm going to do the value analysis on those, but it goes without saying, the free one is free, and these gem ones you generally buy, mainly because you get the bells, and you need the bells to get the good stuff, which we're going to talk about. So Snowman's Gift is a nice separate event. There's no value analysis here, but basically, for example, if you do 2,000 summons, you're going to get, for every 10 scrolls that you use, you're going to get 1 candy cane and 1 million gold, which is not really that much of a reward if you ask me. But then the other stuff that you can do, and hopefully it ties in with your monthly reset. So it thankfully ties in with my monthly reset, which is on Saturday. So then I can do both the monthly event, which will then also give me rewards for Snowman's Gift. And so here you can, it says open, no, it's not necessarily, I don't know if this is open 50 5-star shards for like 5-star heroes, or make 50 5-star heroes. Because if it's make 50 5-star heroes, that's a lot easier than opening 50 shards, because I don't have 50 5-star hero shards in the bag to open. I do have enough, however, to make a lot of 5-star heroes from my 4-star shards. So I think hopefully it's just make 50 5-star heroes. And so each 5-star hero you make, you're going to get 1 million spirit, and which is nothing, right? And this candy cane. Then the 5-star events, if you open 30 of those 5-star tavern quests, you're going to get 2 candy canes and 2 million spirit, which is a bit more, which is nicer. Then the really good one is the 7-star tavern quest, where you get 20 feathers. And so again, you should have a couple of those around, and you should just do that if you can. But like I said, it ties in with my monthly reset. So I'm going to be getting all of these bonus snowman gifts on top of doing my monthly quest, which is nice. Some of you will be out of the cycle. Tough titties, but if you are, I would say it's worth sacrificing the monthly just to get some of these rewards, especially maybe not the 5-star one, but certainly the 7-star quest where you get the feathers. Then, so going back to what I said, if you do the what do you call the summons? So you don't actually get bells from doing summons. Where you do get indirectly, I would argue it's indirect. Where you do get the bells, 7 bells in fact, is if you build a 10-star Fockery, right? And so what that basically means is, I basically I was going to replace 1-for-1 my I was basically going to swap all my Flora copies and a couple of Morax copies for 9 copies of Fockery, and then I was just going to directly replace Aspen for Fockery. The problem is, if I replace directly, I don't think I satisfy the requirements of building a 10-star Fockery, right? Which means I don't get my 7 bells. That means I have to get my 9 copies of Fockery, regress Aspen so I have the food to get Fockery to 9-star. It's a bit of a pain in the ass, but it looks like I have to basically build a 10-star Fockery, not replace for an E5 one, to get this final reward, 30 feathers and 7 bells, which is huge. And unfortunately, the only way to get a 10-star Fockery, if you don't have the Palace Crystals to replace 4 copies of Fockery, is you got to do summons, right? You need 5 copies. So 5 copies, you probably need to do at least 2 loops, maybe 3 loops, right? As a minimum, if you're super unlucky, you've got to do probably 1,400 summons, right? 1,400 scrolls to get a 10-star copy. And it's probably worth it, given what you can get as a reward with the bells, right? Because how many bells do you get alone? So we'll talk about the bells and then we'll work out how to get there, right? Let's talk about it later. So that's the Snowman's Gift. Then the third thing that's happening is the Belrain Fiesta. So this is where you swap your candy canes, the Christmas candies. So these things here, which they seem to give out a lot of, these Christmas candies, this Christmas candy, right? Like I said, event currency, Christmas candies, which are useless, and the bells, which are useful. The Christmas candies, it's hard to value them, because what the Christmas candies do is you basically going to use the Christmas candies to do a lottery, and in the lottery, it's probably like a slot machine. Depending on what you get shown, you get different number of tickets, right? So if you get like 3 red hats, you get 150 tickets, right? And then if you don't get any of these results, you just get 1 Fiesta ticket. So as a minimum, 1 ticket equals one candy equals 1 ticket. But hopefully you get more Fiesta tickets. And you can swap the Fiesta tickets basically for a whole bunch of shit. And I should probably do the value analysis on this. Yeah, let me do the value analysis on this. Okay, small edit. I've done the value analysis on the tickets, right? So in terms of when you get the candy cane and you go to the casino and you gamble, when you get the Christmas candies and you go to the casino, what is it? The Belrain Fiesta to gamble to try and get tickets. Whatever number of tickets you end up with, obviously all these things are a different value. So then the question is, what should I spend my tickets on? And so I've done the value analysis, right? So Spirit, Here's the ticket cost. Here are the items. Here is the gem value of the items that you get. Therefore, what you're looking for is the best gems per ticket return. So, Spirit and Gold, it looks like it's the worst use of the tickets. Basically, whatever tickets you have left over, if you can't buy anything else, just spend it on Spirit and Gold. And the math is saying buy Spirit over Gold. It's different for everyone because you all can buy Gold at different prices at the Hand of Midas. And Gold, obviously, you can then use Gold. Sorry, you can then obviously use Gold to buy Spirit in the marketplace. It's going to be different for everyone. You need to work out what your unit value of Spirit and Gold is on a per unit basis. So like how much is 1 gold worth to you? So 1 gold is worth 0.00001 of a gem to me, and it's the same with Spirit. It's a super small number. That's why it's worth fuck all. Scrolls, we know they're worth 125 each. And then these other items, look in the spreadsheet. You'll see the link to where I originally calculated these values. I'm not going to go over it because I've done it 100 times, but you just have to trust that these items, these are the values, right? So then on that basis, right, you're probably looking at this and saying, well, based on what you've done, Milk, you're basically saying you should buy the 6-star puppets. Yes. And the thing to note about the 6-star puppets is that they're light and dark puppets. They're not normal puppets, right? So even though it says here 16 gems per ticket, you need to take into account the fact that the 2,400 gems is based on the fact that, well, they are non-light dark puppets and certain people ascribe a much higher value to light dark puppets. So just take that with a grain of salt, right? So it's on a direct basis because I say 6-star puppet is a 6-star puppet, whether it's light dark or non-light dark. That could be worth higher. But basically the math is saying you should be spending your tickets on the puppets in the first instance because they just are phenomenal value in terms of the gems you get per ticket. Be it 6-star, 9-star, or 10-star, right? So if you just do it purely on if you don't need the light dark food, the puppets, spend on the 10-star puppet if you can, if you get 1,000 tickets. Otherwise, spend on the 9-star puppet, and then 6-star puppet, and then what's next best? The light dark, non-light dark hero chest, right? So if you're missing like a Tix, it'd be interesting to see what kind of heroes you can get from the light dark hero chest. Sorry, the non-light dark hero chest. But yeah, basically, and then it says here the skin is worth a lot as well, but it isn't. So I would just ignore the skin box, like just almost delete that. It's just because the gem value of skins is tied to basically the value of it when you do the campaign week. Long explanation. This is not valid. Just don't buy the skin during this event using your tickets, right? Just buy the puppets and then buy the non-light dark hero chest and then buy the light dark hero chest. And then whatever you have left, buy Golden Spirit. I mean, you could potentially buy Scroll as well, but should you buy what? Scrolls, or should you buy non-light dark hero chest? I would argue you're almost better, rather than buying, I don't know, however many scrolls you can get, like 20, 23, 25 scrolls, you're better off buying a non-light dark hero chest just to get that extra copy that you actually need, because that gives you a very specific selection, right? Whereas scrolls is kind of random. Like, what are you going to get in return for 20 scrolls? Fuck all, right? Chances of getting anything good for 20 scrolls, even during an event, very low chance of getting anything good. Whereas if you just, you get a hero selection chest, you can specifically pick which hero you want. So that's what you should spend your tickets on. Like I said, link in the spreadsheet below. Then we talk about the key thing about, this is the key event for Christmas. It's what you can, these Merry Christmas gifts is basically what we're interested in. And there are 7 Christmas gifts where you can exchange a bell for something good. And it's in this sequential order, right? So you can't just pick, for example, chest 7 straight away. You have to do chest 1, chest 2, chest 3, chest 4, chest 5, chest 6. I had a debate with Bernak, who's on my server. He thought you could go to 7 straight away. I'm like, dude, that's just stupid. For 25 bells, right? Everyone would just pick chest 7 first and get 20 cots and pick the best artifact straight away. Doesn't work that way, right? They want you to go in sequential order. So then the thing to note is, for the first chest, you can pick between, so you get 2 sets of prizes, right? Each one of these gifts, you get 2 sets of prizes. In the first box, you can pick between a candy cane and antlers, the antlers, right? The candy cane and the antlers in the first slot. The second slot, you can pick from scrolls, profit orbs, a cot, or some skin, right? It's the same for all the other ones. You got to pick a gift in slot 1, and you got to pick a gift in slot 2, right? And so I've done the analysis on, that's the socks. I've done the analysis basically on the first 3 bells, or the first 3 gifts, and worked out which gift you should pick in slot 1 and slot 2. So the first thing to note is that everyone's going to get an artifact for Christmas, right? Because if you invest in, so we go back to the socks, which we talked about. The only way to get socks for free, inverted commas, is to spend gems and buy these socks, right? So over the course of 7 days, if you just got the free sock and these socks that you can buy for gems and you didn't buy the final sock, you're going to get 3 times 7, 21 bells. 21 bells is enough to basically get this first box, right? To get 35 bells for free, how are you going to get that? You basically need to do a Fockery, get a 10-star Fockery, maybe buy 1 or 2 gift packages, and probably as well buy the last sock, right? So if you bought the last sock for money, you're going to get, what, 4 times 7, 28 there, 28 from the socks. Where are you going to get the other 7 from? The other 7 you're going to get from basically getting a 10-star Fockery. And that'll get you to 35. So that get you 2 gift boxes, right? So you're obviously 50, that'll get you 2 gift boxes because 35 is, where are we? 50 and 30. Which means, obviously, to get the final artifact, you have to pay. You basically have to pay. There is no other way to get the new artifact without paying, like, serious money. To get the last box, you basically need to buy a $100 pack and a $70 pack. So as a minimum, to get the new artifact, you have to spend $170. There's no other way to cut it, right? Even if you do 4 loops, even if you buy all the socks, including the one for money, you're going to be short. You need to buy basically $170 worth of value packs to get the new artifact. And that kind of makes sense, right? You're going to say, okay, oh my gosh, that's completely unfair. Just leave that aside. Focus on the near term, what you're going to get. For 15 bells, you're going to be able to get a pay to win artifact, right? So that's already pretty generous, right? So just keep that in mind. But let's go away and value each of these boxes. What do you call them? Merry Christmas gifts. Because by valuing each of these boxes, it's going to give you sort of a proxy for gem value per bell and whether or not you should buy the final sock, which is this one, this Christmas package. So I've gone away and done it. And basically, like I said, I'm going to tell you the overall gem value per bell for 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to ignore gifts 4 to 7 because there are no whales that watch my channel. I already know that, right? If you're a whale, you're just going to buy shit. You're not going to watch there is no value analysis. You don't give a shit about value. So the first gift, pick between Antler's Cane and the Lucky Candy Cane. I'm going for Antler's Cane because I'm going to focus on PvE. And the video on why I'm focusing on PvE will come down after this, but effectively I'm focusing on PvE, and I need 1 more cane to basically get a splendid splendid Antler's Cane. Whereas Antler's Cane, I'm like, don't really need it for anything right now. So then that's slot 1, right? It's up to you what you pick. Neither of them are like super fantastic, but for me, I'm going for the Antler's Cane because I'm focusing on PvE. Like I said, video on why I'm focusing on PvE to come out after this. In the second slot, you have a choice between 4 Profit Orbs, 12 Scrolls, the skin, don't get the skin, whatever, you just don't get the skin, and the cot, right? And so when you look at the total gem value, you're going to get the 12 Scrolls are worth about, what is it worth? The 12 Scrolls are worth 1,500 gems, the orbs are worth about 1,800 gems, and the cot is worth 1,500 gems. Is that right? Yeah. Math is wrong. The cod is worth 1,500 gems. So if you're just going on off just a purely gems basis, then you would just get the profit orbs. But here's the thing: it now comes down to what you value most in terms of the things that will progress you in this game. For me, I'm going to get the cot, and for me, cots are now valuable simply because the compassing that you get, where you can convert it to either stellar shards or purple stuff, that's just amazing. That's just a game changer for me. And I talk about it more in the video where I talk about why I now focus on PvE. If you're early to mid game and if you've seen my old videos about, out of those three things, which one to get, I think I pretty much said profit orbs was the way to go. That's probably still the case if you're early to mid game. But if you're late game, you need to get to cots, onto cots, and just stay on the cots. So for the first gift, my slot 1 is an Atlas Cane, and my slot 2 is the cots. But on the assumption that you go just maximize gems, then the first gift in terms of what you get gems per bell, it's 1,453 gems per bell. So each bell is basically worth 1,453 gems, right? So just keep that in your mind. Then in the second box, some of you may get here, right? Some of you may get here. If you get here, you have a choice between, in slot 1, you can pick 1 9-star puppet or 4 6-star puppets, right? Mathematically speaking, you should absolutely go for the 1 9-star puppet, which is worth 11,200 gems. Because 6, even though it's faction specific, right? 6 faction specific, 4 faction specific 6-star puppets is only worth 9,600 gems, right? So if you go purely on a gems basis, you should absolutely go for the 9-star puppet because it's worth about, 1,400 more gems, right? So for me, if you get to the second gift, my slot 1 is going to be the 9-star puppet. Then when it comes to slot 2, you can pick between a light shard, elite light hero shard, or elite dark hero shard, or it's just a normal orange artifact, not an exclusive artifact. So the elite, where is it? The elite shards are worth about 1,227 gems on average, simply because if you look at what you can get, right, where is my math? If you look at the kind of heroes you can get from the light shard, Russell, Tara, Ada, Belrain, really only Russell is the only one that's good left, but I was generous and I said the last 3 heroes are good and they're worth 3,875 gems each. Similarly with the dark hero shard, who's really good? Drake, Kerry, Amn-Ra. Okay, right. So I'm being super generous when I say in the light hero shard that Russell, Tara, and Ada are good. Really only Russell's the only good one left, right? Whereas the dark hero shard, you would argue Drake, Kerry, and Amn-Ra are kind of equal right now where we are in the meta. But when you do the weighted value so it's basically gem value times the chance of getting that particular hero to get the expected value. When you do the expected value of those light shards and the elite dark shards, they come out to be about 1,200 gems in terms of value. Versus if you pick the orange artifact shard, it's worth 3,000 gems because that's how much it costs to buy it from the merchant on Celestial Island. And that in turn, you're not going to really use that artifact. It's probably going to be a shit artifact, but it's valuable from a food perspective, especially if you, for example, now find yourself a 2 to 3 Atlas Cane because you've saved them up over the past few events, right? You need artifact essence to build upgrade artifacts. And so for me, my slot 2 in gift 2 will be the orange exclusive artifact because it's artifact food and the chance of getting any decent light dark hero is just shit. That's why they're only worth 1,200 gems each. So that second sock, if you take the second gift, if you take the 9-star puppet as well as the orange artifact, that's worth 14,200 gems in aggregate. And on gems per bell basis, it falls all the way to 406, right? So that, because you need 20 bells to get that second gift, The combination of more bells needed as well as less value in this gift means that you're going to get a much lower gems per bell number, which is why like that this first gift, because of that very generous artifact that they're going to give you, just makes that first gift so much more valuable than the second gift. If you spend money and get the third gift, right, then you're going to get the new artifact. Like I said, it's going to be $170. Slot 1's already taken for you. Slot 2, always get the pink dust. When you're given a choice between these items, the pink dust is always the thing that's worth the most in terms of value. Gold and spirit, even though it's a big number, it's not really worth that much. Always go for the pink. So that's the gifts, right? Like I said, most of you won't get to gift 3, but a lot of you will get gift 1, certainly. And some of you will be lucky enough to get gift 2, depending on whether or not you saved your scrolls for Christmas to do the Christmas event, right? So if you have done that, get the 9-star puppet and then get the orange artifact, because that's what they're worth the most on a gems basis, right? So that's the Merry Christmas gifts. So then if we go to the Christmas package. So the Christmas package, it's $50. And if you get it, you get 2,500 gems, 50 scrolls, and 30 Christmas candies straight away. On top of the new Christmas Queen skin. And it's probably going to be event or holiday specific limited skin, which is more valuable than limited skins. And as a reminder, there's 3 kinds of skins. There's basic skins, which are the ones with the yellow borders. So like this one. And then there's a limited skin, which you can combine 5 basic skins to get the limited skins, and like this one. So it's got a purple border, bit of pot luck. But then there are special holiday limited skins, like this one, Valentine's limited skins. You cannot get these skins from Skin Fusion. You can only get them during special events where you can swap one event or holiday limited skin for another one, right? Or you have to buy it during, like, for example, this one with Tara. It was only available during Valentine's Day event. If you didn't buy it then, you can never buy it again. But you can swap out for it potentially with gems, because they have special skin swapping events. You might be able to get it then, right? So by all accounts, I think this Queen one will be like a Christmas special skin, so it's going to be worth a bit more than a normal limited skin. But for $50, you get all that. But on top of that, you also, now we can go back to the socks. We can talk about the socks finally. On top of that, you also get 7 bells. You get 7 times 5 scrolls, and you get 3,500 gems. So in aggregate, if you bought that last sock for $50, so now we go to the sock value analysis, and I've done it here. So the first sock is free, and you're just going to get, 7 bells, 14 candy canes, 14 scrolls, and 7 super wishing coins worth 9,671 gems just for free. They're going to give that to you for free. So this first sock, completely free. Merry Christmas. Fantastic. Socks 2 and 3 are identical. 3,600 gems, and what you get is completely the same, right? You're going to get 7 bells over 7 days, 14 candy canes over 7 days, 21 scrolls over 7 days, 7 prophet orbs over 7 days. In aggregate, you're going to get 12,296 gems back for spending 3,600 gems. It's a no-brainer, right? I'm going to get 12,000 gems worth of goodies for spending 3,600 gems. You just do it. So the return is about 8,600 gems, 8,700 gems for both of these socks, right? In aggregate, just do it, right? So if you got 7,200 gems, just spend it on both these socks. Just do it. Then the $50, like I said, we've already done the value analysis on we have it. I've already talked about what you get with the $50 value pack. You get, on top of all this stuff immediately, over the course of 7 days, you're going to get 4 Christmas candies per day, 7 bells per day, 5 scrolls, and 500 gems per day. So all up, what does that mean? You're going to get 7 bells over the course of a week, 58 candy canes, 6,000 gems, 85 scrolls, 1 Christmas Queen skin. In aggregate, it's about 25,000 gems, maybe a bit more because that skin is just a bit more exclusive. But on a gems per dollar basis, it's basically about 501 gems per dollar, which is above our $400 threshold, right? Sorry, 400 gems per dollar threshold. So in my books, that's probably a must buy, especially for me, because I need the bells. I need the bells to basically get the second chest which therefore also probably, if you're gonna, here's the thing, it's worth buying this pack only if you do get at least 10-star Fokkery, because you want the 7 bells here to get you to basically the second gift box and get these goodies, right? Because if you do, here's the thing, if you do 2,000 summons, or if you do any number of summons, right, and you get a 10-star Fokkery, if you don't spend on this Christmas pack, then you're not going to get the second gift box, which is just a fucking waste, right? So it's kind of like, it's either or. You either do buy the gift pack, this one, and you do enough summons to get a 10-star Fokkery, or you just don't do either of those things, is my opinion, right? Because it's just not worth it. You might as well save your cash. You know, even though this is worth like 500 gems per dollar spent, which is, again, above the $400 threshold, excluding the value of the bells, right? I would argue, look, there's always going to be stuff you can spend your money on. 500 isn't like, oh my god, amazing value. I would just save the money and just save it for some other event. Only if you're going to get a 10-star Fokkery, you know, do enough summons to get a 10-star Fokkery, or you're going to replace for a 10-star Fokkery, and you're going to buy this pack. Only then is it worth it, right? You got to do those two things together. So that is the value analysis on the socks. Like I said, the gem ones you absolutely just should do, and then only buy the last sock if you're going to summon a 10-star Fokkery. And that's pretty much the event from a value analysis perspective. Conscious the video's gone on a while. Oh, by the way, obviously this redemption code is live and good. And no, that is not a seer skin like everyone thought it was. It is just an avatar, which is quite sad. But what was quite generous is obviously because they give you some skins as well as the orange artifacts. So there's about 5,000 gems worth of value there they're just giving us. But yeah, that's the video for Christmas. Guys, I hope you found that valuable. If you have, please leave a thumbs up. If you haven't, then by all means leave a thumbs down. I don't monetize these videos, so it actually doesn't matter to me. But yeah, hope your Christmas is filled with love, warmth, and good times wherever it is you are in the world. And I hope you have fun with Idle Heroes. I will see you tomorrow for my Fokkery testing video. It's going to be a polling testing video because I don't know how to test new heroes, but I'm going to build it. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching as always.